creation. Yeah, let righteousness cover the earth like the water over the sea. And let eyes is eyes, in eyes is red, in eyes is red, in eyes is red. Lightning, thunder, brimstone, fire. In eyes is
And welcome along, people, to another episode of 420 News. And we got with us here again another special guest on today's 420 News. And it is Ireland's youngest cannabis activist. Here he is. Feel like we're doing a bloody rehearsal here now for the Lion King. I am. There he is, rocking the Martin's World and the hashtag Cannabis Reform Ireland. Yeah. Everybody's looking at you out there now, mister, wishing that they had a decent little vest like yours. And if you do want to get a vest like this for your baby, if you do want to support the show, guys, these are available up on martinsworld.ie for the limited time. I actually just threw it up on the store for the crack when I was ordering it for this little man before he was even born. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be a boy or a girl or what the story was, so black was a nice neutral colour there that was available. So he should be a nice guest on today's show now, and relax there. We actually have Minnie and Mickey Mouse kind of playing on another screen over here to the side, and that captures his attention there for a little bit anyway. And hopefully that his voice chatting away as well will kind of keep him a bit comforted, you know, as his head is up against my chest there. He loves that. We'd be dancing and singing there as well all the time, and he loves cuddling into daddy as daddy's singing. So yes, we do have a special guest with us here on the show today, guys. It's Elijah, and as I said, he's going to be nestled down here, and hopefully we won't even realise that he's there. So we've got his little blankie over here, as well as Elijah, just after having a nice full bottle there a few minutes ago. So hopefully that doesn't come back up again mid-show. What's happening out there, guys? Anyway, keep your hellos and all of the greetings coming in there through the hot box. As we have a special guest here in the studio today, I won't be able to join you as part of the old civil disobedience. But no doubt, many of you are engaged in and out there, engaging in that little bit of civil disobedience. And you know, just so that I'm not completely out of the loop on this, I recorded this one earlier. So there we go. We managed to get that one up there earlier. A little pre-recording. What's happening, Daily Talker? What's happening out there as well? Keita Halloran, what's going down, lads? Said JW Hill, high power out there as well. What's up, Martin? How are you keeping, bro? Hope everyone had a great weekend. We did indeed. Anyway, myself and Elijah, we had an excellent old weekend. Plenty of family time was had, and loads of happy memories made. Excuse me, just clearing the old throat there. So welcome, guys. As I keep the comments coming in there into the hot box. I'm just heading over there just to actually just open up the stream myself. You keeping, bro? Well. Boom, just opening this up there so we can keep an eye on the comments, as not all of them seem to come through. Teresa is out in the audience. Daily Talker, Hunter, what's happening out there, guys? Rain and Rocks in the audience as well. Anyone else I miss? Sean M, what's going on, Sean? Congrats as well last week on your win, Sean. And well done to Teresa as well, getting a nice runners-up prize there too. Miss Staway's out there. Adam O'Brien, what's going on, Adam? Green Tea is in the audience. Welcome, Green Tea. Guys, if you haven't checked out that interview with Green Tea as well in the past, if you don't know who Green Tea is, then you've just climbed out from one of those rocks that apparently it's raining on. But Green Tea is an excellent cannabis grower out there in the Irish community, and yes, it's a person well worth knowing. Check out that interview with Green Tea there from the past. Excuse me. I have to get me a bottle of water. It's not too far away there now in a second, and clear this old cottonmouth. Anybody else out there that I might have missed? Dale Glon, what's going on, Dale Glon? Says, greeting little man Elijah. Yes. See, Elijah? Everybody saying hello to you out there, buddy. Rain and Rocks saying welcome to Elijah as well. What's going on, Rain and Rocks? Keita Halloran is there as well. Podge 85. What's that name? Regine Wolfson. What's going on? Is it Regine? Regiane? Apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Papa Gummy Bear. what's happening? Saying hi to the little dude. Everybody saying hi to Elijah. What's going on? Like, don't forget about me. Daily Talker as well says, Podge man, well done on getting all that rubbish out of our environment. And yes, guys, well done to Podge. I don't know if you've already seen it out there, but I published a blog post there earlier on today on the 420 News blog, and that's going to be the first item on today's 420 News. It's the news of the Irish cannabis activists out there cleaning up Ireland for cannabis reform. And you know, when you think about it, really, like, you know, when you think about like the cops and drug dealers, and they say, oh, they're cleaning up the community, but in reality, when like, say somebody who's selling cannabis within a community gets taken out of that community, it's actually making life worse for some people within that community, especially if you were somebody who relied on that supplier of cannabis for a cannabis product that, you know, gave you health benefits. You know, it might have reduced your pain, it might have relieved your insomnia, or whatever the condition might be that your cannabis was helping with. You having something to say there, buddy? But quite often or not, the Gardaí think that they're out there doing that work, cleaning up the community. But in this case, actually, no, it's one of our very own cannabis activists out there by the name of Podge_85. That's Podge from the Tidy Buds. And the Tidy Buds, if you didn't already know, it's a pair-driven volunteer campaign of community engagement and outreach, with the goal of changing the stigma and false preconceptions of cannabis and cannabis users in society. And it's also a social media campaign where they publish their actions through social media channels and those of all their friends and fellow buds in expectations to reach more people. And against destigmatization of the cannabis user there is at the primary aim of this group. Guys, the Tidy Buds as well, I believe it was born out of a conversation that originated here on the 420 News. A little bit of back and forth, just the idea kind of came about. We were shooting the breeze in it, and lo and behold, there was a logo made, a website, a vests were made, and then the website was made afterwards. So it was really cool to be a part of that process and to see the Tidy Buds be born. Further expanding what's offered by the cannabis community out there, you know, and further pushing the efforts of our community to destigmatize ourselves, you know. Excuse me, as I said, I should really go grab that water. 1 second. Let me go get some water, mister. Do you want some water as well? Huh? Let me give you back your dummy. Give your back your dummy and we start reading the news again for a second. Right here. And get me headphones on. You can play with the wire if you like. Woo. So then, the news piece over on the Martin's World 420 News blog, it includes the post that was recently put up there, which brought to my attention the first efforts of the Tidy Buds this year of cleaning up for cannabis reform in Ireland. And it was a post put up by Podge on Twitter, and Podge decided he decided it's time I get back to something I helped start. And it's something I enjoy doing too, especially on days like this. And that was because it was a lovely sunny day, all right? And especially down in the west of Cork. Beautiful old spot on a sunny day. But Podge went on to say that he got 3 full bags in the end. No fun dragging them all home, but I hopefully sleep well tonight. And here's the actual post up there in its entirety. Here are the pictures that Podge shared. So it's a picture of the back of the vest. And again, as I say, guys, these are real high quality vests. A really high standard of vest that that was got made. And you can get your own as well if you'd like to be part of the efforts of the Tidy Buds. If you'd like to join the squad, then you can go over there to the page. It's linked in the 420 News blog, just down a little bit further. You just click that little green link there, and you'll be able to go over and buy your own one as well. I think the cost is €20, with a small portion of that going towards helping the cannabis community in Ireland, further their efforts for legalisation of cannabis, or at least to end the prohibition of cannabis. So, Podge and other activists, it says here, who tune in regularly to the Martin's World 420 News show, came up with the idea for the group while chatting in the hot box during a live 420 News show. One of the activists went away and designed a logo for the group, and it got printed on some high-vis vests. Other activists now across Ireland have these vests, and they go into their local community wearing them, doing a bit of cleaning up. Some activists also like to multitask while engaging in the cleaning by consuming some cannabis at the same time. The hope of the group is that by wearing the vest and cleaning up, it will get some random members of the public talking about the guy with the cannabis leaf on his high-vis vest cleaning up the local walkway. And hopefully these people will chat with the Tidy Bud members who can then inform them of the campaign and also destigmatise the use of cannabis in the process. And I suppose that the really important thing to home in on here in this effort is that they'll be reaching people who will regularly be outside of, the usual echo chambers which we get captured in on the online medium. So by going out there into our communities, we'll meet people who possibly have never had a Facebook or Twitter or Instagram account. Some of the older members of our community who might have preconceived notions about cannabis and cannabis users, and then they'll get to meet, one of these activists out there, like Podge, like others out there. I don't want to be naming names, just in case people don't want to be named. But who you are out there, guys. And these people will kind of change those preconceived notions then of these elderly folks, and that in turn hopefully will do a lot in an effort to change the how cannabis is perceived out there in the general public. Even though we do have the vast majority of the public already on our side, the vast majority of the public already know that cannabis users are of no real threat to them, despite the best efforts of the media. Yeah, mister. We go on, and it says that since the group started, they've managed to remove tons of rubbish from housing estates, parks, country lanes and more. The group is also responsible for the cleanups done after the numerous protests held last year for cannabis legalisation in Cork, Kerry, Waterford and Dublin. And there was a number of protests held in some of those areas. Kerry had one, Waterford had one. Dublin, I believe, there was possibly 3 up in Dublin at one stage. And Cork, I think we had 2 down here last year, if not more. I know myself last year, I held a minimum of 12 protests across the year myself. As part of a kind of a promise I made. But this year I'm kind of taking a step back. The new little man on board. That right, mister? Getting a bit more of my attention these days. And rightly so. I give you back your dummy there now, mister. He's probably giving out as to why he can't hear Mickey Mouse. He can see it, but he can't hear it. I want to say then that I look forward to seeing more from the Tidy Buds coming into the spring and the summer. And I'll be out doing my part as well for the cause with my Tidy Buds high-vis vest on too. And I finish off with giving a link to the Tidy Buds Instagram page, and also letting people know that they can learn more about the group through the website www.cannabis.community.ie. And you can get involved too by buying a vest from the Tidy Buds and going out and cleaning up your community with it on. And I also mentioned, don't forget to take some photos of your work and share them on with us on social media using the hashtags Cannabis Reform Ireland and hashtag Tidy Buds. Also giving a plug there to other members of the Tidy Buds who went out there. So there was Flake of the Universe over there on Twitter, and I include a post there from the Instagram of Tidy Buds too. And you see there on the Instagram of Tidy Buds, like that's an exhaust pipe there in the back of that car. I don't know if you can see that. I'll click into it, but that's an exhaust pipe that was actually found out there. So fair play, to that member of the Tidy Buds out there. Again, I don't want to be mentioning other names, just for fear of breaching anybody else's privacy out there. We'll find out who's okay with what later on. You alright there, mister? Pulling on all me wires. I know you've been a good boy. Yeah. He's pulling on my microphone wire. You little messer. He wants to get it into his mouth. Nice blue wire there. It looks lovely to him. It's too stiff of a wire to actually get up to his mouth. You alright, mister? There we go. We get you back here, dummy. There you go. Oh. Yes. Don't forget, guys, that Elijah, Ireland's youngest cannabis reform activist. There we go. Show everybody your vest. Yeah, rocking it. A special guest on today's show. He just came along to see how the magic happens again. Learning. Teach him young, isn't it? So we drive on then, guys, as another news piece coming from the 420 News blog. It's 2 years for prison for a crack addict caught with 650 grams of cannabis to cost the Irish state €160,000. And €160,000 came to that number using the average cost of a prisoner there that was given out in 2020, that being just over €80,000 per year per prisoner. So using that number, you come to that conclusion that it costs the state €160,000 to bring this person in and lock them up for 2 years. This is a case of a 37-year-old man who I did not name in this article, again, because I don't believe this person deserves to be having their name out there. I believe this person quite possibly has an addiction that's of more importance than the dealing and other stuff. I think that it's more important that if the state really wanted to help this person, that they help them through helping them come to terms with their addiction, rather than helping them by putting them into prison because they were selling or transporting cannabis. So this 37-year-old man, who was convicted for drug dealing in the past, has been jailed for 2 years for bringing a large amount of cannabis into the country on a car ferry. The man, and it gives his area here, from Walkinstown in Dublin. It gave his full address in the article that I first read this from, and I chose to exclude it here. He told the Gardaí that he was threatened by the by the people he owed a drug debt to, and he was told to travel to the UK and collect the cannabis. Garda Mark Cullen then told the court that the search warrant was sought on August 3rd, 2020, on foot of a confidential information about the storage at the house in Ballymountain Road, Lower. He said he and colleagues went to the house the next day and met the defendant and 3 other people. He said one of the Gardaí then noticed a strong smell of cannabis coming from a parked car which had a window open. A search of the car found a bag of drugs and receipts in the defendant's name for a Stena ferry journey a few days earlier. The man was then arrested, and he had travelled. The man was arrested and said that he had travelled to the UK after being threatened over the drug debt. He told the court that he had a 10,000 drug debt due to his crack cocaine use, and was told he would be shot in the legs. So again, here, what we see here is that a man possibly with a severe drug addiction, because it's probably not that easy to rack up a €10,000 drug debt with crack cocaine. You'd have to be using quite a bit of crack cocaine over a period of time in order to incur such a debt. So this guy is a person, again, quite possibly who has a drug addiction. So a vulnerable person out there within our society who's been taken advantage of by organised crime gangs, who will utilise their leverage over this individual in that he owes them such a quantity of money, and they'll use that then to get this person to do their dirty deeds, such as drug transportation, because if they were to get the drugs from point A to point B, those drugs would be worth quite a substantial much more than what they're going to give this person for doing what he's doing. And if he owes them €10,000, he was probably only getting a couple of €100 or grand or something like that to go over and collect the bag. Because he's not really in a position to be kind of negotiating a better paying conditions for the transportation. He owes them 10 grand. Like, if somebody owes you 10 grand and they were doing you a favour, then afterwards, like, you're going to be kind of like, you're not really in a position to be negotiating here. Take what I'm offering, and be thankful that I'm letting you work it off and I'm not shooting you on the legs. All right, mister? Yes. All right, so, mister. We'll finish off this news story and we'll be all done then. Yeah? No more news story. But anyway, a search of the car found a bag and drugs in the defendant's name, as it says. The man was arrested and said he travelled to the UK. Yes, I read that part. The defendant pleaded guilty at Dublin Circuit Criminal Court to possession for sale and supply of drugs at Ballymountain Road, Lower, August 4, 2020. He has 3 previous convictions for sale and supply of drugs and received a sentence of 3 years with 1 year suspended. The court was told that that date the defendant was caught during a Garda raid trying to flush heroin down a toilet, and the Garda blocked the drain with a towel and a shovel. That's quite a sight to see. A shovel down the jacks trying to block a load of heroin from being flushed. Like, how did he even get the shovel? It must have been just lying by a random York to be grabbing. But again, I suppose what we're seeing here is that, like, the use of prison as a deterrent from engaging in the act of drug dealing is no deterrent at all, especially for people who've got drug addictions. Like we see here that the recidivism rate within the drug using community, it's extremely high. The recidivism, if you don't know what that is reoffending, and ending up back in prison. I think even further, like. But for drug users, it's extremely high compared to people, who get caught doing, I don't know, burglary and other types of crimes. They're not as likely to reoffend as a person engaged in, say, cannabis use. For me, I'm going to reoffend every bloody time. So it's, again, there's no real deterrent there with the use of a Gardaí, but despite that, we're going to waste those resources and send them out there and punish people who, in fact, actually need a helping hand. This person has quite possibly a serious crack cocaine addiction. For what reasons there, again, I'm no expert to be able to determine that, but there's something underlying fueling that. That's not something a person of a healthy state of mind actually engages in. So this person needs a helping hand, not to be further punished by society in this way at a cost to the state of €160,000. 650 grams of cannabis is what he got caught with. That's less than a kilo. That's that's €13,000 worth of cannabis. He should have actually got a 10-year prison sentence. The judge actually sentenced him to 3 years in prison and suspended the final 12 months on condition that he cooperated with a drug rehabilitation service within the prison. So again, as I said, the 2 years prison sentence comes at a cost of €160,000 to the Irish taxpayer over the 2 year period. I would argue that money would be far better spent on services which would actually help this man get to the root of his problem that's possibly fueling his drug addiction. So I say it's clear that prison is not a deterrent from engaging in drug dealing. So why do we continue waste millions of taxpayers' money with this approach? And there's a link there at the bottom as well to the original news source on the 420 News blog. So that's the 420 news that I have for you today, guys. But also, guys, before anybody goes running away, I have another special, not only a special guest, but also another special addition to the 420 news. Conor McLeod, past the guest of the show. He's the creator of the Canaman comics. So here's his YouTube page. It's Canaman TV. So if you haven't already subscribed, I'd recommend go over there and do so. He's got lots of great videos up there. He's been doing really good interviews as well, including those with Professor David Nutt, Seffi Jones. He's got many interviews. He's got 54 interviews actually up there. Fair play to Conor McLeod. He's been busy out over there. So give him a subscribe. But I was chatting with Conor. I asked him, was it okay if I started featuring his skits and his episodes on the 420 News? So for today, I'm going to play one of each. I'm going to play a skit and an episode. And then from next week on, we'll use one show to play a skit and another show to play an episode, so that we'll give him a weekly feature there on the 420 News. So here, at first, we're going to play the first skit. So this is Couch skit number 1, and it's on religion. So I'll play this one there now for you. Let's make sure sound and volume and all of that is good. Nice one. I see Deglon is subbed and all. Good stuff, Deglon. Anybody else who's not subbed to Canaman TV, guys, I'd really recommend go over there. It's great stuff. He's got a really cool Scottish accent as well. I don't know if you're like me. I like the Scottish accent. I'll just change my screen. All right, I completely messed that one up, did I? So when I transferred over there, the audio went. So we'll sort that one out there. Not to worry at all. This Chrome there, we move that over there, and we'll just hide my face there for a while. And there we go. We'll start this again for you.
Canaman,
What is it, Donny?
do you believe in religion?
Do I believe? I believe all religions have a consistent theme that points towards the capacity for humans to create through the process of manifestation. I believe in order to truly manifest, humans must sacrifice and put themselves into the correct frequency through discipline and repetition of behaviour, which instigates reciprocity from the universe, consequentially resulting in the manifested desire arriving. I believe magic is real and is the manipulation of energy on a subatomic level through the use of conscious intention and orientation towards the intended desire. I believe
you should shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Sitting here trying to hear a joint in peace.
So boom, there you go, guys. That's the first installment of the Canaman couch skits. He's got about 10 of them over there at the moment. As I said, I'm going to be doing one of these a week, and one of these episodes, which are a little bit longer. The episodes go on for about 5 minutes. It seems to be kind of on average. So I have an episode lined up over here. The first episode is called Episode 1, Nature's Miracle Cure. So you find all these guys over on Canaman TV. There we go. This is Canaman TV Episode 1, Nature's Miracle Cure.
Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shorty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. With your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fate, I'ma hand him the shears. He not the man he appears. Heart of a lion, I'm trampling fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river to stand in the tears. You better stand in the clear. I'm going crazy, fugazi. How would they ever go with a kid? Put it on, baby. You do not faze me, boy. I do not get with you. If I ain't never split a bill with you, I got Hennessy and horchata. Baby girl wearing nada. Growing from a cider. Bad robe in his Prada.
Hello.
Canaman, please, you've got to help. They said there's nothing that can be done to save her.
Chief, calm down. Where are you?
We're at the hospital, Canaman, please. You've got to hurry. We don't know how long she's got left.
Don't worry, Chief. I know exactly what will help.
Please, Canaman, you've got to hurry.
Everything's going to be fine. Come here, you wee beauty. Now let's go and save a life. That's just stuff.
I'm sorry, sir. I've told you already. There's nothing we can do. Our hands are tied.
You've tied your hands yourself. You people get paid too much to do too little.
Sweetheart, please. They've done all they can.
All they've done is fill you with pills. That's all they've done. Line their own pockets.
Sir, I completely understand your frustration, but
Not nothing. I've had it with giving Big Pharma a profit. I've called for help. And help has arrived.
Come on, open, you stubborn bastard. Oh, I shouldn't have had that joint walking up the stairs. Who exactly are you? I'm Canaman, motherfucker. Oh look, this woman's tumor is going to be destroyed with this. Cannabinoids in this oil will naturally interact with the endocannabinoid system, stimulating the central nervous system, whilst breaking down cancerous cells through the process of apoptosis.
Now we're talking.
One drop is all that's needed to start the process.
Don't worry, darling. You're gonna be fine.
Oh, my body's starting to feel a bit funny.
Do you think I'm a blue personality or red personality?
Let's get these bastards.
Ouch, my reading eye.
Ah!
I never saw Paris.
More the cannabinoids.
This is the worst first date ever.
Get amongst it.
I hate this job.
Get amongst these bastards. We're almost at the blood-brain barrier. Keep going. Ugh. Ugh. There you are, you big bastard. Use a reactivation cellular death rays. We're almost there. I can see the endocannabinoid system.
Are you okay, darling? How do you feel?
I feel wonderful. It's like I've had a vitamin B12 shot.
I can't believe it. All your signs seem to be indicating that you have no malignant cancers in your body. Surprise! Cannabis strikes again.
You've saved my wife. What can I ever do to repay you?
You can release all the cannabis prisoners and change the law so no person is ever prosecuted for cannabis ever again.
Consider it done. Thank you, Canaman.
Don't thank me. Thank nature's miracle cure. Now let's medicate.
And there you go, guys. And I paused that there before another episode starts. If you would like to jump, and if you can't wait to watch episode 2 or of any of those of the longer episodes or of these skits, then you can go over and watch them on Canaman TV's YouTube channel. Or if you want to wait until next week and you can watch them over here, then so be it as well. You know, we'll all watch them together. I haven't watched all of them myself. I've seen a couple of the others, and I knew after seeing them, I was like, yeah, I need to start getting those into the 420 news if that was cool. With himself, and yes, Mr. Canaman himself was like, yes, we would like to be on the 420 news. That's a good plan. So this little man here beside me, guys, he's been an absolute star on today's 420 news. So thanks very much, Elijah. Say bye to everybody out there. Say bye-bye. Show off your vest one more time. Like on me headphones, you little fart. So Elijah's been a little star here. He is getting a bit restless though, as I said, he had his bottle before we started the show, and he's due a nap there now shortly as well. His sister's coming home this evening from Australia, so he's a little bit excited about that as well, aren't you? I know I am. So yes, guys, that's all from today's 420 News show. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to bring it to you guys. Thanks very much for being so accommodating. It's great to see the numbers up out there in the audience today. Guys, make sure that you use that share button, subscribe, and all of that stuff as well if you haven't already done so. If you're a first timer watching today's 420 News, Elijah isn't always a guest. He's an infrequent but a very special guest when he does decide to come along, and he's always very well behaved too. In fairness. He's had 2 or 3 episodes of the 420 News, and he's been on one interview with Phil Monk. You remember chatting with Phil Monk? Yeah, you remember Phil Monk? Phil Monk was a legend, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Is Phil Monk a legend? Yeah, he is, wasn't he? So guys, I love you and leave you, let you get off to enjoying the rest of your week. Hopefully you all had a good Monday, and hopefully you're all able to partake in the 420. If not, hopefully when you do go home, you will be able to partake in a little bit of herbal healing of your own. But until next time, guys, I'll be back on Wednesday from myself and Elijah, who are now signing off, saying goodbye. Stay blazed out there, guys. Keep her lit. Much love and peace. Bye bye. Say bye bye, Elijah. Bye bye, everybody. Well, guys, before we all go by, everybody's probably after saying goodbye and all. I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody in the audience. Geez, I went through the whole show. Scatnus, Ross, Dr. Greenthumb, Daily Talker, Keith, guys, nice one everybody for tuning in, nice one for all the comments out there. Just forgot to go to the hot box today. My bad, I was distracted over this little man. But much appreciated, guys, for everybody's comments out there. Hopefully nobody's been asking me any questions out there that I missed, but I really do appreciate all of the comments. So my bad on that, guys. Bye bye for a second time.